Just a Kiss, Chapter 13. A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction written and narrated by Mira Rose. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out the other 12 chapters of the story, because really, it just won't make sense if you don't. I mean, yeah, if you skip a part, it might still. It's kind of a basic plotline, but, we aren't just basic girls here. Let's be honest, I had a Starbucks while writing this, so maybe I am. Anyway, if you haven't already, don't forget to not only subscribe to this channel, but leave a like and a comment in the comments section. If you don't know what to comment, put Chloe doesn't get crushes. Now then, please enjoy Just a Kiss, Chapter 13. Chloe Bourgeois. Okay, so listen. Getting Nathaniel as her content production manager had been a fluke for Chloe Bourgeois, but a good one. She hadn't liked him even a little before they started working together, but she had to respect his dedication. He'd been so desperate, or perhaps clever, to try and work with her that he literally blackmailed her with photos of sexual harassment. Who has that kind of confidence? Then again, at the end of the day, he's a guy and she's a flashy woman, so no one would view it as harassment. The blame would be all on her for letting him get close enough to do so. Everyone would be convinced that she led him on. And yet, that seemingly random, blackmailed partnership had gone on for 3 years now, and they'd graduated high school together. And yet, her seemingly random, out-of-place feelings had gone on for 3 years now, and they had a successful business together. Chloe Bourgeois was not the kind of person who had crushes. Chloe Bourgeois was not the kind of person to hide her feelings. Chloe Bourgeois was not the kind of person who fell for the class doodler. Would Nathaniel make a hot tattoo artist? Oh, honey, yes. But he wasn't that kind of bad boy aesthetic in his current profession. Oh, honeycombs. She was in trouble. Graduating gave Chloe a good opportunity. She could naturally have a clean break with a ginger boy who made her cheeks match his hair, and no one would know she was doing it to get away from her ever-pestering feelings and guilt. The guy had basically hated her, after all, even though he was pretty much her best friend at this point. He was only in it for the money. If she hadn't brought him to his current fame, he wouldn't look twice. At least, that's what she told herself over the last 3 years. Sure, there were moments she hesitated in her dedication to keeping her feelings from Nathaniel secret. You know, times when his gaze lingered and when they sat a little too close to each other on the couch to look at his shots. Those moments were bittersweet and treacherous. No matter how rich she may be, both by her father's dime and her own merit, Chloe couldn't afford those moments. Not anymore. And all she had to do was tell him. Well, rather, fire him. She had to fire her best friend. She had to fire her best friend, but he showed up to her doorstep in a button-down and slim-fit trousers, and no cuss words could express how he both took her breath away as he flipped his hair and made her hate him even more. How could she walk away from this dork of a guy who was the most confident person one moment, but a meek and humble artist the next? The hot nerd aesthetic bundled with pride in what he does? It shouldn't be her type. But somehow he was the exception. He'd be great in a dark academia photo shoot. In this moment, Chloe Bourgeois wanted to be anyone but herself. She would even take being Marinette Duping Chang with her broken boyfriend and all. Granted, Adrian was hot, but ever since the Agreste brand scandal, he'd been a drag to be around. Well, it wasn't so much of a scandal as it was Gabriel Agreste disappearing off the face of the earth and Adrian being tight-lipped about it. Whatever. Hey, Nate said, a solid head taller than her. Ugh, why were tall guys so attractive? Hey, loser, she shot back, punching his shoulder before letting him in. What's up? He beelined for her mini-fridge. taking out a ginger beer as she wrung her fingers. I'm, better to say it all at once, moving to New York. City? Nate raised his eyebrows in surprise, but didn't seem fazed. Yes. Oh, cool. Her heart sank, betraying her despite her fortifications. You're the first to know. Maybe that would help. So when do we leave? He asked, leaning on the back of the couch, bottle in hand. Chloe blinked. We? Yeah. Where you go, I go, remember? In every scenario she'd planned out, she'd never thought of this one. You'd come? Oh, wait, no! Leave the boy behind! Leave the boy behind! It makes sense that you'd choose America. You do have a large following there, but why not LA? LA? Some part of her brain noticed he didn't answer the question, but she couldn't pay attention to it. For, brand deals and sponsored trips, you know what I mean? Well, he took a swig from his bottle. Then again, your brand is way more New York City aesthetic. He drew out the Y in way. It was a verbal mannerism of hers, and a testament to how much time they'd spent together. I mean, I could always rebrand. Oh, rebranding? Nate thought about it a moment, then looked up at her, grinning. Sounds like a challenge. Well, you don't have to. I'm excited. You're up for it? Wait, no, Chloe! Don't get sucked in! Yeah, it sounds super fun. Think about what you want, and I'll draw up some mood boards, okay? Okay. Her eyes trailed after him as he moved for the door. Oh, and one more thing. Yes? That phone case sponsorship, they want it to be a couple's photo shoot. Will that be a problem? She laughed, a bit too eagerly. Ugh, beeswax. That wasn't natural. Like Ariana Grande. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Yes, queen, he joked, staring at the ground. I'll look for another influencer to hop aboard this project, okay? Okay. Chloe returned his goodbye wave before plopping on the couch with a sigh. Well, that was a fail. Nothing about her relationship, personal or professional, with Nathaniel went as she wanted it to. Then again, he probably felt the same way. A fire and rain relationship. Unlocking her phone, Chloe went to her hidden photos folder and took another glance at the cursed image that haunted her relationship and fame. It was just a kiss. Back then, it was just a kiss, and nothing more. But somehow it turned into a few million euros and loneliness. She wouldn't feel like this if not for that kiss. She would have had a relatively normal high school life and even dated a bit. This kiss had changed everything. It should have been just a kiss, but now it was just a curse that she was too spoiled to reject, because if she went back in time, she'd do it again. Yeah, if she could go back, she'd offer the status of boyfriend to him before he blew up in popularity. There were a lot of thirsty girls in his fan club because he grew his fame with hers, and despite his praises for her beauty, he'd done his fair share of the influencer modeling too. Dumb art boy. Flipping to his Instagram, Chloe stared at his most recent post before bringing the screen to her lips, pressing them against the glass for a moment before throwing the phone away. Whatever. The day was young, and she had emails to answer. Yeah, email. No time to worry about other things. No time to worry about whether it was just a kiss. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, don't forget to not only subscribe and thumbs up this video, but also leave a comment. If you don't know what to comment, put just a kiss. Now then, I will see you once again in chapter 14. Bye!